Hey, how's it going, Crazy Stewie? The chat is ready to display messages. Are you going? Alright, man. I will see ya. Alright, so yeah, we were working on the AirPads yesterday. Not going anywhere, just going, okay. Traveling through time. So, yeah, this is what our... Did I change the arrow? No, the arrow is the same. I do want to make some adjustments to it, but I've been, like... It's like on the, bottom of the priority list. So yeah, this is the pad right now, or actually, wait. This isn't exactly how we want it to work at the moment. Well, it's gonna be smaller, much smaller than this. But I was thinking of adding like some variations to it. I'll leave it like maybe 2 tiles lower than the particles, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tiles. Technically, no, 12 tiles. So is that 8 times 12, 96. I remember we had an issue yesterday, or I wanted to add one more mechanic to this, or like there was one scenario where I wanted something differently to happen, but I'm not entirely sure I remember. Honestly, it might be fine the way it is. Doesn't seem to have the jagged back edge anymore. So we're using. I remember you recommended using a 2D polygon, right? That's what it is right now. So if you're comparing it to the sprite, yeah, we're not using the sprite anymore. This is still the 2D polygon. Oh, okay. So yeah, this was the issue. If we're just on the top of the of like this AirPad, it kind of just pushes us up. And I'm wondering, like, maybe if we should have. I'm not even sure how we would go about it. We can either add like a timer. Yeah, it's still it's a polygon. I remember you were the one who recommended it. Alright, so let's see what we could do. Maybe if it's an area, like on area entered, maybe if we grab the distance. So yeah, we grab the center position, we can compare the player's position almost immediately, and we can say if the positioning is like too far up, let's not start lift player immediately. Or we can wait for the player's distance to reach a certain amount, but no, that wouldn't make sense. Alright, thanks, Crazy Stewie. How's it going, Thomas? How do you, as a developer, avoid feature creeps? I don't even... So, I guess feature creep was something that, was a problem when I was, like, early into development, or when I was early into game development. I'm pretty tame now. Like, I try to keep things as minimalistic as possible. Or like when I'm adding new mechanics, I try to make sure it doesn't go overboard. And I think that it just happens over time. Like actually, I'm trying to add more features now, and it's usually only after I know that the other mechanics that I've implemented in the past are perfect. So before I ever add any other features, I'll make sure, just all the other mechanics in my game, like the spring, the teleporter, and stuff like that, they're perfect, and they don't need any other improvements. Once those are done, then that's when I'll add another mechanic. Or I guess a feature. But yeah, my game's a platformer, so there aren't too many features that go outside of there's no inventory or trading, or there's not much dialogue either. So it's a little bit easier for me, but for like other games, like let's say it was like I don't know, like if you were making an RPG, I feel like it would be harder to avoid feature creep. Or maybe like a bullet hell. I could see feature creep coming out from that or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I think what we'll try to do is we'll compare on our area on area entered. We'll see if the player is like way above, or like our distance from the player to this center position is like 96 tiles or 96 pixels. And if it is, we'll start a timer, and that timer will only start after we'll give it like 0.2 seconds or maybe 0.1 seconds. See if that's like enough to we'll just see if that's enough. And maybe in our timer we'll also like while we're doing lift node, like lift player, or like add velocity to the player, we'll always compare the player's distance, and if they are really close to the center node, then we'll start adding velocity again. So let's try it out. And instead of comparing it to the center position, I guess we're only going to compare it to the Y position. So we'll compare the player's Y position to the center Y position, which is technically, I guess, 0, 0. But yeah, we still need to record this global position. So let's do this. We'll say, let's see. We might want to have a variable called pause velocity, or pause airlift. We'll say pause lift is equal to true, or we'll set it to false for now. And then in our timer here, since we're not using the timer anymore, on timer timeout, we'll say pause lift is equal to false here. Oh, actually, yeah, pause lift is equal to false. And we'll say if player node, we have player distance, no. If player distance, no. Player, we don't want a distance 2. I'm trying to think. How would we compare? I mean, yeah, we could just compare the player's global position. So if player position, player.global position dot y minus center position dot y, we'll get the absolute value of this. Player position is always going to be higher. We'll use center position minus player position. I'm just wondering if they're both negative. Oh no, yeah, it should be fine. Is less than or equal to, we'll try 96. I'm not sure if this is going to be, actually, yeah, we should update, like right now we're using like a raw value, but I think what we should do instead is like grab the size of our collision shape here and like grab that top size. But for now, we'll just leave it at 96. So yeah, if our player's position dot y is less than or equal to, actually greater than or equal to 96. 96 actually is too low. Let's do 72 maybe. Let's see. Yeah, I think 70. No, maybe 80. I think 80 might be good enough. We'll pause it. Or start the timer. So we'll say pause lift is equal to true. And timer dot start. Okay. And over here in lift player, we'll just say here. Technically, we have this add velocity variable. I don't think we really use it. Yeah, we could have just thrown this here, but whatever. Let's see if it works. How's it going, YouTunes? Yeah, I don't know if you responded to me on Discord, but sorry. There's yeah, I know someone who could help you out with that if you're looking to communicate with like a web server. Okay, so the distance here, I guess we messed up somehow. We're like jumping on it as if it was a spring. If our center position minus our player node position is greater than 80. Maybe we don't need an absolute value. Let's just print it out. Not even printing anything. Pause. Oh, whoops. And whoops, and not pause lift. Okay, so it does seem to work. I think our timer is way too low. We're gonna try, way too high. Let's try 0.1. See how that looks. Oh, hot girl picks for you guys. Let's block this YouTuber and block them on the restream chat. So this is a little better. I'm not even entirely sure if I like this. Originally, what I wanted it to do was but honestly, this isn't terrible. Like it does serve its purpose. The only issue with the timer is that if we mess with the collision box, so like let's say we made this much bigger. Let's say we we shot it all the way up here. The 0.2 second timer isn't it doesn't transfer over correctly. I mean, we could make a timer. No, that would be weird. Trying to think. I mean, I guess there can always be some sort of delay. ideally what would have been nice is if like we are using this expected player velocity, and what we do is like if let me see. Yeah, we have this distance ratio, so like, you know, the higher you are, the less gravity's being added to you. The only thing is we haven't figured out like the perfect distance ratio to like decrease the player's velocity the higher they are. We can try messing with it, but it seems like, well, let's see. Distance ratio is equal to our player distance divided by 96. Trying to think what would be like an ideal number. We might just leave it the way it is. Dude, there's a fly in my room. I haven't seen one of these dudes in a hot minute. He's bugging me. Here, wait. Let me see if I can spray him down. Oh, he disappeared. Right, well, I'm armed and ready. With some Febreze. Oh, I see him. Oh no, he flew away. All right. We could try messing with the distance ratio. You can make a support chat program, or even do so you can draw something in Godot and send the data to a laser cutter or 3D. Yeah, you could. So the guy who I don't know if it would be applicable to you, like what he was doing, but basically what he did is he used Godot to read messages from Reddit on, like, I don't know if you knew this, but like Reddit used to have like a live streaming like platform, and basically he would read messages from a live stream, and his Godot program would like, he basically did like a draw game where like he would draw something and people would have to guess what he drew, and while he was drawing, if people guessed the correct thing, they would get a point on the Godot program and stuff like that. So I guess he was more so reading data from the server, but I'm sure you can also send data. I'm sure there's a way. So yeah, we might stick to this because I don't plan on adding I don't plan on manipulating the size of these objects just yet. If we do want to work with the timer, like what we could do is just compare the timer to the size of this hitbox, and basically, you know, if it's like for every, you know, 2 tiles we'll add 0.1 seconds, or for every 3 tiles we'll add another 0.1 seconds, and that could help us a bit. But yeah, we'll see. I was also planning on adding another mechanic to the player where if they pressed down, they would go down this object, kind of like, you know, reduce their air resistance. And so, you know, you could fall back down. So that would help a bit. So yeah, we might mess with this later on. For now, we could leave it as is. All right, so the next mechanic that I want to work on is the rope swinging mechanic, and I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that just yet, but I have an idea, and it's going to be not very similar to the zipline mechanic in our game. So here, let's throw like all of our mechanics in here and see, like, you know, what are all the possibilities of, like, you know, different combinations of mechanics that we can use. I'll grab the teleporter. This is going to be our testing room, so let me delete this. We'll add, we have our air pads, we have our dash orbs. Let me add a teleport or portal. I think we use portal 2. We have so many different versions of our portal. in our game. Yeah, this is the one. Take this 90. We'll throw this like. Just do one right here. You know what? We'll throw it here. We'll add some springs for the fun of it. Spring, I think it's spring 2 that we typically use. Yeah, this is the one. I'm just gonna add more of these too. I'm not entirely sure what we can use this mechanic for just yet, the air pad. I know it could be fun, but I don't know any like level design examples that we can use just yet. But I guess that's what this room will be for. Okay, so we have that. What other? Oh yeah, and we have our zip line. So we'll throw that in there too. So yeah, let's clear this, make a new one. Honestly, when I do refactor this game, I'm wondering if I should redo how we handle our zip lines, because at the moment we're using curve 2Ds, and while it does serve its, I guess it does serve its purpose. I don't know. Sometimes I don't like it. But I'm not sure of a better way to handle it. Like maybe we could use tiles or something, but yeah, right now it looks a little weird. Hey, how's it going, Adam? So yeah, we'll do something like that. And so how this zip line works is, when the player enters it, we kind of get rid of the player for a split second, or like we hide the player and we get rid of his hitbox. And then while the player is in this, he has a new hitbox, which is this orb. And if he hits a spike on this orb, he dies just like he would if he hit a spike normally. Basically, what we do is we have the hitbox of this object connect to our player, and then the player handles whatever object this hitbox just encountered. What we could do for our rope mechanic, or rope swinging mechanic. It's not really going to be a rope swinging mechanic, but it's going to, I guess, have the same purpose. It's just going to be animated in a different way. And I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do just yet, but we're going to test that out right now. So I think I made let me see. Yeah, we made a swing rope object. I didn't really do anything in it yet. Like, we haven't added a script. But we'll do that right now. So we're going to have a node 2D in the center. Then we're going to have, let's just say we'll have a, polygon 2D. For now, we're just going to make like a rectangle just to represent it. And then later on, we'll animate it. So let's go into polygon. We'll do something like, oops. Polygon 2D. Make like a skinny triangle to represent the player, or like a skinny rhombus, maybe. What is our we'll just do that for now. We're using pixel snap and it's like not grabbing our grid here. Oh, I guess yeah, we were so zoomed in. So this is one pixel. So let's grab it. We want to make it like, let's see, 3, 4, 5. 5 might be too much. Let's try 4. I think 4 is good. And then how would the hitbox exactly work? Because what's going to happen is this thing is going to rotate all around, but only when the player activates it. And I'm not entirely sure. Like, we would be right here. We could basically be in this, I guess, 4 tile radius. So let me add a hitbox really quick. One, 2, 3, 4. Like, this is way too big. But I'm wondering, like, if we should have this constantly rotate and the player has to catch it, or maybe they just have to catch the center. Like, we would just make the center right there, and then they would, like, maybe zoom to the right, and then it would start swinging. Depending on, like, which direction they came from. I'm trying to think what would be a cool way to go about it. Hey, how's it going, CSLR? Whoa, Godot livestream. I feel like I've seen your name before. CSLR. Maybe not. Sounds familiar though. Yeah, I think we would want to make our hitbox a lot. I mean, having a hitbox that's 4x4 tiles that's way too much. But how would we go about? Unless we made it something like this, where we dropped it down a bit, and the player would actually have to... Yeah, we could do it like that. So they would jump into it, catch it, and then they would start swinging. So they would always have to go, like, slightly below. So we would rotate this, I guess... what is this? 270... What is it? 270? No, not 270. 90, I guess. And then as they hit it, they would constantly rotate. So we would put this as, I mean, we could put this as a child of the polygon 2D. And then, yeah, as you hit it, you would rotate in a circle. And I think we would want to change this to a circle, honestly. So something like that. And it could be slightly smaller. This might even be too big. This is 16 by 16. Do something like that. Just letting you know, your mic is clipping. Interesting. You know, something has been happening to my mic lately. People have been complaining about it. It might be time to get a new mic. Let me know. Here, wait, let me see something. I'm also on a VPN. Maybe that's why. But I wonder if I turn off my VPN, if it's going to mess with us. Like, it might end my stream. Alright, you know what? I'll try it. We'll see what happens. YOLO. I'm using some, like, cheap mouse. I mean, cheap mic that I found. Here, I'm gonna turn off my VPN. No, it sounds fine when you back away from the mic. Okay, so you know, it's weird. Sometimes people can't hear, or like my mic doesn't pick me up when I'm too far away. Hopefully this is you might have your gain set too high. Honestly, I haven't messed with any of the settings of my mouse of my mic. it's been the same. Like, if this, I think it's something with my wire. Honestly, I've had some complaints on Discord too. But yeah, I think it's time for a new mic. Probably a better mic. Like, yeah, this one was like too cheap, I guess. I guess that'll be my next investment. So let's see. What we're gonna do is wait. Let's look at our zipline. How we have our zipline working, because we're gonna do something similar. What do we do on area entered? So on area entered, we just set our player to equal the body that enters, and I guess when we activate this, this is when we set. Let's see. We start a play sound emitting. Where does where do we set our player's position? Player on orb is equal to true. I guess we handle it in our player function instead. Let's see. Yo, how's it going, Waffles? Been messing around with some random stuff, but I wanted to do that I wanted to do for the last week. Got basic game mode stuff going. If I end up ever making a proper game, awesome, man. Made somewhat working map switcher too. Yeah, I feel like that was like one of the first things that I worked on as well. Like switching between scenes was a lot of fun. Although, like, originally how this game was is that each room was its own scene, and every time you would enter a new room, it would like change scenes. But I found that to be a little it was a little odd because, like, I don't know, we could handle so much more. Like, we can handle, you know, an entire map. So I thought it probably would be better just to, like, you know, stitch them together, and it'd be a lot easier for level design if I could just build it like this, and that's what we ended up with. But yeah, originally how this game worked was each room was its own scene, and then after you exited this node here, it would send you to another scene. But with that in mind, you know, sometimes how it would work was that there would be a new player scene for every room, which is I felt kind of dumb for my situation. In Windows and reducing microphone boost to see if that eliminates clipping. Let me see. Microphone. You know what is strange? Like, I don't have a proper version of Windows, but actually, I usually get this like little watermark that says like, hey, you need to activate Windows. And I have the key. I just never did it, but yeah, it's not there anymore. I wonder why. But yeah, let me see. What did you say? Boost? Let me just look at microphone settings or sound settings. Manage sound devices. No. I don't see any. Setting up a microphone. Ease of access audio settings. Have volume and device settings. Yeah, I don't see any options. Device properties. Additional device properties. Levels, listen. Through control panel. All right, I'll do this another time. Is it still giving us issues? The mic? Okay, so let's look at our player. It just clips when I get close. Okay. Let me try to stay as far away as possible. Okay. So this would probably happen in our enter state. Let me see what we do with the zipline. I moved it closer, but like below my head. Like usually my mouth is in front of the mic. So I'm trying to like. All right, you know what? Since you wrote it down, let me navigate through it quickly. Control panel, sound, recording, device name, properties, levels. So my microphone level is at 88. Is that, would I have to bring it down or would I have to max it out? Alright, so on enter state for oh, there's no microphone boost slider. Oh, hey Jack. I didn't even notice you wrote something. How's it going, man? How's your game going? Jack is a fellow godot connoisseur. Alright, so in our zipline, we just say our global position is equal to the moving node global position. The zipline moving node global position. I think that's probably what we'll do as well. Eventually, I want to refactor all of this and like have like a single object handling these sorts of things, but for now, we're just going to put it in our player. It's not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, we'll do that. So let's say we would have to introduce another state to the player. So this would be, I guess we would call it rope swinging. Let's do that. Say rope swinging. Hey, I'm trying to learn Godot as I want to be a game dev. Do I have any tips for me? So I guess the greatest tip that I should give you is like learning Godot is honestly I feel like it's very easy, but I think a big mistake that most game devs make is that they try to set the scope of their game way too large before like they fully understand like the like the foundation of game dev, or like like good practices that come to game dev, and it's kind of like this ongoing joke where like people, what Jack said, like I was gonna say like most people want to make like an MMO RPG or something like that, or like something that's way too big for just one person. So I would say try to make something really really small. Like for instance, what I made when I first started was I made like a really simple roguelike game, which only had to do with like mining and avoiding enemies, and it was like turn-based. It was like as simple as possible, and even though it was really simple, it took me like 2 weeks to make. So like try to set like tell yourself, hey, I'm going to make a game in 2 weeks, or hey, tell yourself, hey, I'm going to make a game in 1 day. and see if you can make a game from start to finish, with as like a really small scope, and then you keep expanding from there. So like try to make a game in 1 day, then you can, like, once you've finished making that game, try to make a game in 2 days, and then after that try to make a game in 2 weeks, and then from there keep going. And try not, I mean, unless you feel confident enough, then you could like start increasing those scopes to like 2 years or something like that. For me, I made my first game in 2 weeks, and then I started working on a platformer. So I went from 2 weeks to 2 years, but in between that, like, even though this is my main project, I've been working on, like, I still do side projects and game jams and stuff like that, just to learn new things. So yeah, greatest piece of advice: keep your scope small, keep learning, watch tutorials, stuff like that. No, thanks for the advice. Okay, type. And yeah, no problem, L1. Oh, and Jack. Let's see. Yeah, you're making an RPG game. How's the RPG game going though? Oh, and hey, how's it going, Dragon Skull? Welcome, man. All right, so we added the states, and then I guess what we'll do now is we'll add a few lines of code to our swinging rope. We're gonna want to like activate it, so we'll do. We're gonna have a reference to our. Do we need a reference to our player? Eventually, I feel like we will. So let's see. Player node is equal to null. Var. I'll just say activated is equal to false. I'll just do those two for now. Func activate is equal to func activate, and func deactivate. And we're gonna need an area function or an area signal. So let's add that. We'll say player node is equal to and then we want to do the same thing on area exited. All right, and here, I guess this is where we could technically activate it here, or we can have our player handle the activation. This is I think that's usually how we do it. We have the player activate it. We probably want to stay consistent here. But in activate, we're going to, well, we'll just say activated is equal to true, and we're gonna add a physics process. Actually, what we could do instead is actually just animate it with an animation player, or we could do it. We might actually want to do it via code. There might be some advantages to it. Like we can actually have maybe we can have this zipline detect where we want the player to shoot out from. We kind of want to like make a tangent. So what's going to happen with this rope is, it's going to keep swinging around, and around. And then we're going to grab like, the tangent to whatever direction it's going, and then like shoot the player in that direction. So we'll do it via code. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much because we're just going to be rotating this object, but yeah, we'll do it via code. So we'll say func physics process, and I guess if activated, we'll just say rotation for now. Rotation degrees plus equals actually rotation plus equals delta. Okay, and we should update this a little bit to I guess f modulate. Let me see how we did it with our player really quick. What's this enemy? Oh yeah, we don't use that anymore. Rotation is equal to rotate. Okay. Also lerp. Let's just keep it as raw as possible for now. Plus delta. I think that should work. We'll just print this out for now. And for now, we're going to activate it here just to see if it works. So, say activate. Oh yeah, Jack is a celebrity here. We talk about you all the time, Jack, while you're not here. Oh, CSLR, you're on Twitch now. Oh yeah, the Twitch delay is a lot shorter than the YouTube's. I think YouTube is like 20 seconds or something like that. Twitch seems almost instant, or like like maybe like two seconds or something like that. I'm not sure if it's because of YouTube or if it's because I'm streaming with Restream, like multi-streaming. I think that's more than likely the case, because I know when Chevy, when he streams, there's like maybe a max. I think it was like 5 seconds max. I think it was closer to 2 seconds actually. So maybe if I could set up like 2 computers, one streaming to YouTube and one streaming to Twitch. But like honestly, Restream is just so convenient. It's just one application to handle both. Hopefully you talk about the good things. Yeah, of course, it's only the good things. Alright, so, yeah, we've activated it. Nothing really happens just yet, but we'll run it. Oh, we need to add it to this room, too. So we'll put it right here just to test it. Swinging rope. And all this is gonna happen. We're not even like moving the player. The player's just gonna jump into it. Oh, you know what's funny? Because we're using perfect pixel art. You know, when it spawns, it just looks like, oh, that's strange. But there we go. We probably want it to rotate in the direction that the player came from. So like right now, you can see it's moving clockwise. But yeah, if the player jumps from the left, they should probably start swinging this way. And we probably want to increase the speed of this just a bit. You know, I wonder why when we first spawned it, it was like, it just looked like a regular square. I mean, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of this eventually. Like, it's not always going to look like this. Maybe because it's in between 2 pixels. We would have to make it at least 3 pixels. That should fix it, right? Oh yeah, it's gonna look weird. Let's see. Yeah, it's gonna look different eventually, but I guess there's no way around that just yet. We try making a game for a TV. Yeah, I've seen. I think Utunes actually mentioned it before, and I also saw someone else working on a. There's someone on the solo dev server that likes to make games for their smart TV. Maybe I should clamp so it doesn't go above. So it's going to go in a full circle, and it's going to go a lot faster as well. So it is bound to. You can see here on the when I run it. You can see it stays within 360 degrees, and that's what we want. But yeah, it's going to be a lot faster. It's going to be like shoo, shoo, shoo. Camera seems kind of blurry to me. Yeah. So we're also going to want to grab the player's direction. We'll keep it pretty basic for now. And we want to activate it at a different point. Well, we want our player to activate it, actually. So yeah, if activated, start our rotation. And I guess we'll have our player handle its position. So let's do that now. So on enter state, well, we need some cases to check for this object. So let's go into area or handle area entered. And we're going to add a swinging rope. It's not necessarily a rope, but we're going to call it that. Yeah, so it's gonna have a, I guess you could call it like catapulting action. So like depending on like, you know, if the player, let's say, dashes into it, it's gonna start rotating in this direction. Whereas if the player came from it this way, they're gonna rotate this direction. I don't think, I guess it could be a very rare chance for the player to jump straight, like dash straight into it. But if that happens, usually our game is designed like usually in a linear fashion to go from left to right, or like from bottom left to top right. So by default, we'll set it to go in this direction. But yeah, if the player comes from this direction, or if they come from this direction, it'll rotate appropriately, and it's going to spin a lot faster too. Couldn't you just get the player's rotation just in case they go in the middle? So the player's rotation doesn't really... There's no player rotation. I guess what we could do is also grab the direction of the player, so like their input. So like let's say they were pressing, like let's say for some reason, like honestly the off chance that it's such an unlikely thing, I don't even know if it's possible. If they were to get the exact center of this, yeah, the only way they would get the exact center is if they were pressing up and like somehow were able to get like that exact point. But I don't think it's possible. But yeah, by default we'll set it to upright. But in any case, we can grab the player's input. So if they're pressing right or they're holding right, and if you're using an analog stick, it's more than likely you'll probably... Yeah, there's usually no like zero input on like an analog stick. It's always going to be a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. It's inevitable. But yeah, it's not too much. We'll figure out how to polish that, like how to make that as clean as possible later on. I'll check it out, Adam. I'll check it out after the stream. I do like the idea of having like dynamic ropes in the game. It's just that they never seem to work perfectly with my game, but yeah, I'll try it out. But I'm going to probably save that for another time, just because I've worked so much on like dynamic ropes and they never looked clean to me. But yeah, so let's go back into our player, and in swing rope we add to queue. I forgot how we handle activating nodes, but let's see. Activate node. We have our active collision queue. We set this to true. Let's grab... Let me... this down. Why is this so high? So we don't need any activate input, it's just going to activate immediately. So we'll say node.activate, and we're also going to say activate active collision queue on our index. Forgot if we set it to true or false. Let me see. For monument, yeah, I believe it's going to be true. Let's just look at force dash box is true, teleport portal is true, memory stone is true, zipline. If zipline is true, yeah. So basically what we do here is we just set it to if this activate collision queue on this object is set to true, it won't activate ever again. But for certain things like checkpoint tombstones, we can always activate them multiple times. Or let's say there aren't too many things that we can activate multiple times. It seems right now that it's only the checkpoint. Yeah, activate. What do we do here? Oh, active. Okay. And then we also need a point where we actually set the player to enter this object. And how we do that typically in our zipline is I guess we just run it here. We just say teleporting is equal to true, and then we set the zipline node parent. Guess I'm dumber than you are when it comes to functionality. No, don't say that. It's all subjective. Like how you go about some. There's always multiple answers to things. Unless when it comes to like like optimizing things, maybe it gets closer to like one, like it's more objective, but a lot of these things are subjective. There are many ways to handle it. Like with game dev, it's usually more about like the user experience, or like what seems to make most sense to the player. So yeah, I would say that like I'm pretty decent at like trying to figure out like what makes the most sense or what seems the most intuitive for someone. But I'm not perfect either. It's all from trial and error. When I first started this game, there were so many things that I added to the game that I thought would be common sense to like people playtesting the game, but that's never the case. That's why I always in the earlier stages of the game, I was always rewriting like the player, like simple things like player movement. I would always rewrite because it doesn't seem like it worked. Oh, you got a new front door. No more complaints about laughing. Is it really the door that people hear laughing through? I remember when I lived the last apartment I lived in, the walls were so thin and the floors were also thin. So you would hear everything, you would hear the people talking below you. You would hear, like, the people below us would hear every footstep we made. People could have, like, an indoor conversation and you would hear them through the other wall. Privacy was not a thing in in my old apartment. And we were all gamers too, so like raging or like shouting during our game was like expected, or like we would hear it all the time. But yeah, so we have our swinging rope. This is all that I think we need to do. Let me just make sure of that. Just to activate it, we still need to do some other stuff, like set the player's global position. Oh, nothing happens just yet. Let's see why that is. Swinging rope. Did we set the correct name? Okay. Let's go back to our handle area. On swinging rope, add to queue. So we've added it to our queue. Collision queue append, active collision queue append false. Okay, so we don't add enemies, I see. And then we just handle our collision queue. Manage collision. If okay. Doesn't seem like I see anything here. We're a little slow today. So yeah, this is not printing. For object in collision queue. Let me just see where we handle manage collision. Manage collision, I'm pretty sure, is in physics process. Okay. Area. Handle area entered. Dev Waffle, I already told you. I learned from your previous actions. I'm never looking at your art, your quote unquote art on stream ever again. Karma, because this one is actually your art. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Karm. So why isn't swing here? Let's try this. So we must be dumb because we're not even swing rope doesn't even exist. var type is equal to swinging rope. Oh, you know what it is? It's because the area, it was a child of this polygon here. So now it should work. There we go. So yeah, it activates, and then what we're going to do now is, I'm not sure exactly if we want it to handle here, but we'll try it out. So we have our swinging rope state, or what do we call it? Rope swing. On enter state, or in collision, in manage collision, or sorry, in activate node, we're going to say, well, we need to add some variables first. So let's add some new variables for the rope swing. We'll do it here, I guess, or yeah, we'll do it here. Rope swing. Okay, var rope swing node is equal to null. Honestly, this might be the only thing we need. We might want to actually have another variable called rope swinging. I mean, we do have the state, so that should be it. Here, we might want to use it, so maybe we'll have like an enter rope swing, or rope swinging. Let's just do that for now. Rope swining. So on activate node, we'll say rope swinging is equal to true. Yeah, we do need a rope swinging node. I mean, we could check if node is equal to null, but this saves us, I guess, some time. And then our rope swinging node is going to equal our node. And then we need an enter state, or wait, we need something to check for if we're switching between states. So let's go into state logic. We should organize this. We're going to organize all of this later on. But for now, states dot rope swing. Well, technically you can't exit this, but well, the only time you can exit this is if there's jump input. So I guess, yeah, if jump input, we'll say it's technically a jump, but like it's like we're going to add some like more velocity or like more things to the player while this is happening. So um, we'll see. Let me just make sure. If start jump, that's what we do. Start jump. Yeah, start jump. Casually playing Minecraft, solving an issue I've been having with Go and watching the stream. That's crazy. I can't multitask. I guess I can stream and code at the same time, or talk to you guys and code, but that's about it. Okay, so for now we'll just check for jump input. Not much is going on just yet, but we're gonna check for the jump state or like if we're in the jump state or if we're in the fall state. Those are the only two times that we can enter it, or in the dash state. But yeah, for now we'll just say if jump or if rope swinging, change state, states dot rope swing. Copy this and put this over in, put it in jump. We need it in fall. Okay. You know, it's funny. Sometimes we change states and we run return. Like certain states happen before others, but yeah, I think we should do this for all states. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna rewrite this eventually. Okay. So we do have a chance to get into the rope swinging state. Now we need to write a while in state function, or just some while in state stuff. So let's grab this, go here, and say states dot rope swing, and in our rope swing state we'll grab our global position. Global position is equal to our rope swing node dot global, not our rope swing node's global position, but it's hitbox position. So honestly it doesn't matter too much, but we'll leave it as this node's position. So that's how would we do this? We'll just grab this collision shape position. So what should we call this? End rope position. I think that's good. Or end rope. It's technically a collision shape, so we'll just say collision shape node is equal to collision shape. Hey, how's it going, Jackrit? Probably because I'm too stupid to use animation tree properly. Um, it's. I mean, it does take some learning. There is a slight learning curve with the animation tree. Actually, I hate animation trees. Um, it's it's not fun. I think it's if you're making like a 2D game, I honestly don't think you need to use an animation tree. Like if you're using sprites and stuff. Personally, I prefer to use the what's it called, the animation player, and I like to just code in what animation to switch into. But that's just me. Traveling between like the animation tree, it just seems I don't know. I just prefer coding it. But yeah, with a 3D game, it does get a little bit more complicated because like you might want to animate the legs in a certain way, and then animate the your hands in a certain way, your head in a certain way. It makes more sense. But yeah, for me, I'm just switching between like full sprites, so it never really matters too much. Even when I have transition animations too, but all I do is like I just set the transition animation to be the first animation that plays, and then I send the signal after that animation is done to play whatever loop I need. So like we have like an idle animation, a walking animation, and then a transition animation between that. After you start, like when you start walking, I just have the player run the transition animation and then just check if the transition animation is done to play the walking animation loop. That's just me. There's no, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer, whatever works for you. Okay. Let's see. So we have our animation or collision shape node. Yeah, we'll do this here. So in our player, while we're in the rope swing, we'll say global position is equal to our rope swing node dot our collision shape. What do we spell it as? Wonder if I should like capitalize these. Oops. Collision shape node. Swing node dot global position. I really like my headphones. I'm obviously biased, but I like these ones. These are the I always forget the name. Audio Technica, like off 50X or something like that. I've had them for like I want to say these are close to like 5 years old, and they've worked properly for a while now. They are like I have the hinges of it, like the things that hold the headphones together. I have those zip tied because those broke. Because I like treat my headphones horribly. Like I drop them all the time. But yeah, those are pretty good. They're a little expensive, but like for the amount of use that I got from them, I would say they're worth it. They're like I think by like they're usually $150. I want to say, but you could probably find them for cheaper. Okay, global position, rope swing node. So yeah, this should work as is. We won't be able to exit from this state, but yeah, so it's a little silly, but yeah, this is kind of what we wanted. Obviously, we want to manipulate the position. And look at that, we could attempt to jump out. But yeah, when we do press jump, this is when we want to exit the state. And obviously we want this to be a lot faster. So let's start doing that. There's still so many things for us to do. I guess first, before we manipulate the speed of it or anything like that, we want to make sure that we can exit the state. So we do have the start jump already set, but I don't think we reset the player's ability to jump from this state. I don't actually know. I haven't dealt with the jump variable in so long, so let's see. Jump. We'll probably have like a can jump or something like that. Reset variables. No, can jump. I don't think we even use can jump anymore. So let's see. Activate jump. No, what did we call it? Start jump. If state. If start jump, we change our state to the jump state. I actually didn't check if we actually switched to the jump state. So let's do that really quick. It seems like we're stuck in the... Oh, okay, so right now we have this already set. We never actually remove... we don't have an exit state for a rope swing just yet, so we need to do that. So on exit state... rope swing node is equal to null, and rope swinging is equal to false. And then we also want to grab the direction. Before we set these two to null, we want to grab the direction it's going in and grab like a tangent to it. But for now, let's just see if we're able to exit. There we go. And can we catch it again? Doesn't seem like we can catch it again. Because we never added it to the... Well, let's see. Honestly, it should have actually worked. I think what would cancel it. Let's just show visible collision shapes really quick. So yeah, it's still there. We did hit it. Rope swinging is equal to false. Rope swing node is equal to null. On area entered. Oh, you know what it is? We haven't removed it from our collision shape. So on exit, on area exited, we need to make sure. Technically, this is happening no matter yeah, because we've already added it to our collision queue. So we need to make sure we add the rope swing. So rope swing. Just remove that. Oh, it still doesn't add it. Let me see. Oh, okay, yeah. There's some things that we might need to... I'm trying to think. Object to remove. So we are removing... Wait, did we call it rope swing? Oh, no, we called it swinging rope. There we go. Okay, so we were able to jump out from it, activate it again. It seems like our jump is actually a little messed up here. So we're able to jump there. But for some reason, the second jump that we make, I don't know if it's because we were on the left. Let me see. Yeah, jumping out for some reason, the second time around doesn't work. And it's because jumps left is set to 0. So what we should do is on exit state. Well, we're gonna mess with these values again later on, but like let's just see. I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. I'll see you at CSLR. Thanks for stopping by, man. Okay. What was our? Oh yeah, we never gave the player more jumps left. So let me just make sure. I don't even know if we use jumps left. Seems like we do, actually. But it seems like it doesn't matter, actually. Like, if, like, this is on. Yeah, this shouldn't happen, but let's see, jumps left. Yeah, it's strange. We might be handling it in our jump function. Let's see. So if not, floor check. If not, hold wall. Else we do a. Apparently, we don't have anything. This is all for close to wall. Yeah, we should be adding motion to our player. I wonder if because we are in the air, there's some velocity or gravity being added to the player. So we're just going to print out the player's motion right now and see what's happening there. It is strange though, because we didn't actually write anything for it, or maybe we just never updated it. So let's just see. Yeah, we don't reset the player's motion when they enter the object. We keep on resetting the player's motion. So print, or not, we're not resetting their motion. We just keep resetting their position. So motion, yeah, motion. I assume it's probably just, it keeps on adding to the player. First time around seems like it's fine. Actually, no, it's not fine. So the first time around, and then right now we're at 126, so we're being pushed down. So yeah, what we'll do here is on enter state. We have nothing for interstate. There we go. So yeah, we want this to be faster, and we also want it to grab the correct direction, and we also want it to, I think we want it to reset the player's dash ability. And that would be it for today. Hopefully, we'll see how well it goes. Can just make the statement to check if there is a collision with the rope, and then set the jump value to 1. So it isn't the jump that we're concerned with. Like, you can always press jump input and it'll exit you from the zip line. The issue is that we were saving the motion of the player. So like, well, now you can see it's always 0. In our output, you can always see it's 0 0 here. But before that, it was like there was this gravity that was added to the player while they were falling. So the first time we jumped into it, we jumped upwards. So all of that built up momentum, it basically saved, because there was no gravity being added to the player. So the first time they jump out from the rope, it's their jump input plus that extra velocity. So they're jumping super high. And then the next time they come around, they're dropping downwards towards it. So now there's like this added velocity. And then when you try jumping out from that added velocity going downwards, or that added gravity, cancels out the player's jump. So when we enter the jump state, or when we enter the swinging rope, we just need to make sure that we reset that value, which is what we did. We're still going to mess around with these values. Like, eventually we're going to override motion to be based on, the swinging speed of our rope. But yeah, for now, I'm just going to leave it like that. Well, we're going to work on the motion now, and setting the correct speed for the zip line. So honestly, not the zip line, for the swinging rope, I'm going to try multiplying this by 2. Or maybe we should have a speed variable. So we'll say plus delta times speed. And right here on ready var, we'll just say speed is equal to, we'll say 2 for now. And we also want to multiply it by the player's direction to player. So we'll do that here, I guess. So we'll have another variable called direction to player. Honestly, it should be direction to orb. So that's what it is really. So we'll say direction var direction to hitbox. It's going to equal vector2.0. And then over here we'll say, honestly we could say direction, we don't have to say direction to hitbox, we'll say direction to rope. And then direction to rope is going to equal our collision shape dot global position. So collision shape node dot global position dot direction to player node dot global position. Okay. Okay, so then here, this is where we're going to set the, I guess we can manipulate the speed this way. So by default, we're going negatively. So this is, by default, we're going clockwise. If the player jumps from the left, we want to set it to negative. So direction to is negative. So if this is negative, we'll set it to negative, and if it's positive, we'll set it to positive. So times direction to rope. And honestly, we just need to update this. So what we'll say here we'll say this. If direction to rope dot x is greater than 0, we'll just say direction. We technically don't even need a direction to rope. We just need a negative or positive value. Yeah, we'll just say, okay, direction to rope is equal to vector2 dot right. You know, I think we're going to get rid of this. I'm going to say var direction to rope. We're just going to say clockwise, var clockwise. By default, it's set to true. We're just going to use 1 and -1. If direction to rope is greater than 0, direction is equal to 1. Direction is equal to -1. And then over here, we're also going to multiply times direction. And that should be it. Now we're clockwise. So one, we need to make sure that it resets, but it doesn't seem to reset here. Let's see. Times direction. If direction to rope dot x is greater than 0. No. Yeah. Wait 1 second. Alright, direction to row. Okay. Let's see. I don't know why it didn't... Wait, let's just try it from the left side here. So it does work there, and then when we jump out... Oh, it does work. Okay. Well, we are going to reset this anyway, so the second the player jumps out... this whole thing is going to reset. We might even put it closer to the center, where like they jump in and then it like pushes them out and then it starts swinging. I'm not sure yet. Also, 2 seems like it's still too slow, so let's try 4. Yeah, I think that's a lot better. Obviously, you know, it doesn't look as cool just yet because it doesn't really add any velocity to the player, but I guess the main functionality of it works. And I wonder, maybe if we want to keep it like always swinging so the player can like needs to catch it. If that's the case, then we wouldn't want to we would keep it like we would set its direction like in an export value, so like depending if we want counterclockwise or clockwise objects, and then go from there, because honestly I kind of like that it moves on its own. You have to be like kind of smart about it, I guess. I kind of like it like that. So yeah, we'll get rid of the direction too. And maybe we'll have another mechanic that allows you to determine which direction you want to go into. For now, I'm trying to think. Oh, what was that? We like dashed into it and it like, yeah, it lagged. We were able to figure out what's going on with the dash state. Oh, yeah, actually we have nothing, nothing yet that tells, or we don't communicate with this object when we are in the dash state. That's the problem. It should. I'm trying to think. Should we continue here or should we take a break? Honestly, I don't feel like we've done much. So I could keep going. Let me see. I've been at it for a little less than 2 hours. Make it move on its own will give a lot of options, and I think it gives it more life. Okay, yeah, I would agree with that. It does give it more life. And, like, Yeah, I would agree. We still need to add velocity. I think that's the next thing we'll do. So for now, for our swinging rope, we're going to say we're going to switch this direction to an export value, and we're going to get rid of it here. So we don't need a direction to rope anymore. Or yeah, we'll get rid of it. All we need is we don't need any of this. Okay. It'll always keep swinging. We need to add some animations, some particles, stuff like that. But for now, keep it as is. So the next thing we need to do is check when the player exits this object. So that's going to be in our... Don't even know how to grab a tangent. I guess there's probably a math function for that. More than likely. Let's see. What are we trying to do? NBC, where's the donation option? It's soon Christmas, and who knows, maybe Santa drops by with his credit card. Oh, thank you, YouTunes. I appreciate offering if you want to offer anything, but I don't want to I feel uncomfortable accepting money for just streaming and stuff. I will say this though, and I don't expect anything from anyone or any amount or anything from anyone. But when the Kickstarter happens, if you want to support the project, that would be much appreciated. But like I said, it's not expected from anyone, and I don't like I said, I don't want to accept anything right now. Just me personally. That's just how I feel. But I really appreciate the sentiment. Thank you, man. And I just saw your message on Discord. I have to say that I wasn't even up. I can't take credit for that. That was all Zombie. Zombie did that. They were very kind. I guess maybe they did it on my behalf. So if we have to thank someone, if we, the only person that we should be thanking is Zombie. Zombie has been great. But yeah, I plan on. I'm trying so hard to get the Kickstarter going, but it's too much work. Well, it's not too much work. It's just that I'm very critical about it. So I'm trying to make the game better, and then I'm almost done with the Kickstarter. But then I realize, hey, this game needs to be improved some more. So that's why we're working on these 2 new mechanics, which is the airlift and the rope swing. And there was one other thing I wanted to work on. Oh yeah, puzzles. I wanted to add a few puzzles to the game too. And I think that at that point, that's when the game would be quote unquote perfect for the Kickstarter. I don't want to talk about it too much, but yeah, that's the goal. So wait, let me go back into no, I'm getting hot. I'm sweating in here. Yeah, Zombie was in the Christmas mood. I want to do something special too. I just haven't had the chance to. This is gonna be my first Christmas without my. I'm sure there was another one, but like my first Christmas in a long time not being with family, or like not being with my mom. Mostly because I'm like so. I don't want to say stressed because it's not like my hair is falling out, but yeah, I'm like trying to get this game done, and I don't know. Feels like I just need to finish up before I can, I don't know, like go back into society. So yeah, we want to grab a tangent to what's the word we're looking for? Tangent to the degrees? Tangent calculator. Wait. Godot tangent. Is it arc10? No. It is 10. Okay. Wow, it's as simple as that. So, we'll do this on the player. I'm trying to think if it's best to do this on the player. Oh yeah, I will be right there with you, U-Tunes. Working on my game. You know, I remember Christmas of, I believe it was Christmas of 2011 was when I got Skyrim for Christmas. And I remember I was so happy when I got it. And yesterday, I was looking at like Skyrim gameplay, and it makes me want to play that game again. And what I like, there's so many crazy mods for Skyrim. Like one thing that was really cool is that they like redid, or like there's a mod that redoes the entire combat system for Skyrim, which makes it like way more sophisticated, and like you have to be a lot more clever with your combat. And I'd love to try it out. And I was watching this guy do like a 100% run on the game, like, you know, everything, you know, every quest, every collectible, 100%, or like, you know, a value of 100 on all skills and perks and stuff like that. It seemed pretty cool. I'd love to try it. Yeah, I haven't played Skyrim in so long. I have like, I want to say like close to, there's probably rookie numbers compared to other people, but I have like 500 hours on Skyrim, I believe. You can see I was playing a lot of Dark and Darker lately. Skyrim, 433 or 443. That game was a lot of fun. RimWorld's also a lot of fun. I wonder why these are not loading. Okay. So we'll do this, I guess, in the player exit state. Before we remove the swinging rope, we're going to grab the swinging rope node's tangent. So we're going to say, for now, we'll put it in, actually, dude, it's so good, dude. Oh my god. It's like, what's really cool about it is that like all the builds are like, it's very similar to like Oblivion, like, you know, Elder Scrolls Oblivion in terms of like combat and stuff. It's a little bit more sophisticated because like, you know, where I like, you know, where you hit the player matters a lot, and like the game, like you can get wrecked really fast. Like, you know, if someone is like a barbarian, they have a two-handed weapon, and let's say you have like almost no armor. If they hit you twice in the head, or if they hit you in the head once and then they hit you in the chest, you are, you know, you're done. Or like if an archer gets like one of their triple, there's like I love the archer. That's my favorite class. If you shoot them in the head like 3 times like simultaneously, there's like a skill that lets you shoot 3 arrows. If you get them, like they're done. Stuff like that. It's just so cool. And the wizard is amazing. Like he has, it feels like a real like the mechanic and like the sophistication of like the wizard mechanics, I think, are like very well done. Same with the cleric. The cleric is like a, you know, he's like a, you know, he has a mace and a shield, but then he also has a staff, and like, you know, you have to switch between the two to cast spells. You know, you can heal people, buff people, stuff like that. And they're all, you know, if you play well in like you are rewarded if you play well in your class. I really like that. There's also the rogue, you know, like they can hide in the corners and stuff. I feel like I die a lot to rogues because I mean, they play like rats, you know, like they just hide in corners, wait for you to be vulnerable, and then you die. There's almost nothing you can do about that unless you're very careful. You know, always stick together, always check your corners, put traps everywhere, stuff like that. But even then, rogues can sneak up on you so fast. All they need to do is like backstab you, and you're dead. Or not, you're not dead, but like you're basically dead if they catch you off guard. Okay, so let's get back into development. But yeah, I probably will be playing that tonight with my buddies. Wonder if they're online, or if they're playing right now. No, I don't think they are. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna try adding the I don't know how we want to do this. So we'll try it out for now. Here, we'll say on our jump, we're going to set the player's motion to equal some value. So we'll say motion is equal to tan of our rope swing node dot rotation. And we're going to multiply this by some value. So we'll say like maybe 200 for now. See if that works. This is on our exit rope swing node. So we'll have to make sure, I'm not sure if we want to on base float. Let's look at exit state again. It doesn't seem like we're printing. Oh, maybe we are. This is negative 369, but that. What value is that exactly? You know, I haven't done trigonometry in a hot minute. What? Get tangent vector to degrees. How do you convert a tangent to degrees? I'm trying to think. Wait, here. Oh. Let's print this one more time. I assume this is a degree value, maybe. Let's get rid of this. Negative 0.8. So I assume that is our direction. Okay, wait. Let me just see one more thing. 10. What does this give us? 10. Returns tangent of angles in S radians. Okay. We need to convert this value to a vector. Convert radians to vector 2. Radial. I always go back into this this post, I feel. So we get vector of angle. So do this. Vect of rope swing node dot rotation. Wait. No. Our direction is equal to that, or radial direction, and motion is equal to this of our radial direction times 200. So that should be it. Yeah, you do have to be careful with the game. Okay, so it's not working how we want it just yet. Let me see. It is very, very odd. Also, you know what? I don't think we need to grab the tangent. I think what we need to do is grab, like, depending on which direction it's going to, we just want to add 90 degrees to whatever that is. So like, and I'm wondering if we wanted to only work in 8 directions. So like, you know, 0, 45, 90, 120, 180, or 1, yeah, whatever those values are. Because right now it is a little odd. And we also have the player's jump manipulate its jump a little bit. I think we'll want to override that. Because if the player is in, let's say they're down here, it should shoot them down like in this direction. And our jump would ruin that. So like, yeah, like right there, a jump ruined it. Or, I don't even know how it's working. Well, yeah, we don't need tangent. We want to add, let's say we're going to add 90 degrees instead. So our motion is going to equal our radial direction, and not tan, but plus 90. We also want to f mod this. So plus pi. No, plus pi divided by 2. And we also want to, honestly, we could just say f mod of oh my goodness. F mod of this and 2 times pi. So that'll give us some direction, and then we set our motion like that. So it seems odd right now. Seems like we're down here. Maybe it should be negative pi. Well, actually, it should be it should depend on the rotation. Right now, it is giving us some weird values. So we should probably print out some of these things first. Let me see what this radial direction is. Don't know. I mean, we could override this to like 2000 to see some better results. Whoa. Maybe 2000 is too much. Let's do like 500. It seems like we're always jumping upwards. Not always. But yeah, it is wrong. Like, I don't know if it's because we're calculating these values incorrectly, and then sometimes it maybe it should be 45 degrees. That's what we're doing wrong. Come on. So it actually seems kind of it seems like it's giving us the wrong value every time. Like, it should have gone in the opposite direction. Maybe we don't even need this plus pi. Divided by 4. Let's see. Yeah, it's always shooting us in the wrong direction. Trigonometry is not my strongest suit. So that seemed correct. Going left doesn't seem correct. Hey, how's it going, Zumpy? That seems correct. Oh, you know what it is? It's because... Okay, so it's correct there. Alright, yeah, I think we got it. We were just talking about you, Zombie. U-Tunes thanked me for the nitro, but I told him it was all you. That was you. That was your doing. Alright, so I think it works. What we need to do now is whenever the player, if the previous state of the player was the jump state, we want to override it to like not do anything. So let's go into our jump. Okay. Honestly, for now, let's just say if previous state was equal to states dot rope swing, will return. Did it in honor of NPCL. Thank you. You're too kind, Zombie. Okay, wait. You know what's weird though? Is like it's perfect on the left side and then on the right side. I guess. You know what the issue is? We're going clockwise, and honestly, clockwise doesn't make much sense. Let's switch. This direction to -1. Okay, so if it's negative, we need to make sure that we account for this -1. So we need to grab the direction on exit state. So right here, we're also going to multiply this by our rope swing node dot direction. Fingers crossed, this should work. So certain values are a lot high, like that is way too high. And it also doesn't push us as far as I hoped. Like right there especially. The only time it works perfectly is like right there. But another issue that we have is that the like we're grabbing like the raw direction, so we should only have it work in 8 directions. You know, if you want to jump out like right closer to the bottom, it should kind of propel you, you know, to the right. If you were to be like right here on the left where my mouse is, here, let me jump off. Yeah, if we're right here, we should jump, I guess, straight up. If we're right here, we should jump to the right. I don't know if this is going to be complicated. Like, maybe we should only have... I don't know. Don't know. So I think what we'll do is we'll leave it at that, and I'll mess with some values offline, see what gives us the best result. Basically, what I think we want to do. So if it's basic, like, are we to the right of this object? Because then they would swing us to the right, or do we want it to be like basically like an arrow? So like if you're swinging and you see that it like the direction that it's pointing to is the direction that it'll shoot you out. So yeah, so like if it's closer to down, it'll shoot you down. If it's closer to 90 degrees, it'll shoot you 90 degrees. Or do we want it to be like an actual rope where like, you know, if you were swinging from a rope, you don't actually drop straight down. You usually go like 90 degrees. I think you go like 90 degrees to the right of whatever is swinging. So like, you know, if a rope is swinging, well, actually, if a rope is swinging, it goes, once you're here is usually when you drop out. And all of that built up force does push you up more too. We'll have to figure it out. It doesn't have to be like an actual rope. It could just be, you know, its own mechanic, which is like, I don't know, kind of looks like a ticking clock, and that ticking clock, you just have to match it. We'll see. I don't want to get too stuck on it because we're probably going to change things around, or we'll probably mess with like a bunch of different values. But yeah, let's call it there. No one's really watching on Twitch, or one person is watching on Twitch. I probably won't rate anyone. But yeah, I will see you guys. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.